Hi Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your July 1st to the 15th, 2020 reading for you. Now I ask that if this reading resonates with you, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also to subscribe to my channel. So let's dive into this reading now that we've cleared the energy and raised our energy vibration. And let's see what Spirit has to say. I'm going to be starting with your chakra cards. Capricorn, July 1st to the 15th, 2020, Capricorn. July 1st to the 15th, Capricorn. July 1st to the 15th, Capricorn. Show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides, guide this message and show me clearly. All right, this one right here. And your chakra message is forgiveness. Now this is powerful, okay? Capricorn, forgiveness, forgiving ourselves, forgiving others is such an integral part to our own spiritual journey, to our own happiness, to living with lighter weight upon our souls. And so here with the heart chakra, when the heart talks about forgiveness, it's a release. It is time to release. And it is time to see how high you fly and where you can be without weighing down yourself, without carrying the burdens of the past, of hurts, of pains, of disappointments, of fears, and of upsets. It's like there is something more out there for you. And the first place that you find it is by forgiving yourself, by forgiving those who have failed you, who have let you down. But the forgiveness of ourselves, that's powerful. Because in this world, we're told that we need to be extraordinary, that you need to be the movie star, you need to be the millionaire, the billionaire, everything like that. And it's like, no, you need to be happy. And that's something that you can't buy. And so here, with forgiveness coming forward, it is seeing yourself and seeing your gifts and living in that power, that knowledge. Because I see your angels wrapping their wings around you, saying, you're safe. You're safe. We love you. And that love is what's going to empower you. Your heart chakra is going to be so strong during this time that you're going to find that you are highly sensitive, that you take things in and you might be taking things a bit more personally than people would be like, oh, why are you taking that personally? I didn't mean it that way. It's because you are moving forward to a new place, to a new way of being, and you're forgiving yourself. You're opening up your heart to let this new world come in. And now let's see what your tarot has to say. Capricorn, July 1st to the 15th, 2020, Capricorn. Capricorn, July 1st to the 15th, Capricorn. July 1st to the 15th, Capricorn. July 1st to the 15th, Capricorn. Show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly. Guide this message and show me clearly what Capricorn needs to know. Ooh, goodness. Okay. So we're going to see, how far. Yeah, just like that. Okay. So we have the Wheel of Fortune. This is your private self. This is your public self. This is your private self. This is your heart self. And this is your public self. Okay? I like that. Yeah, there's a huge change at the way you're seeing yourself, Capricorn. All right, and that Judgment coming in, your angels right there with you. As we saw before with them wrapping their wings around you. The Magician. Nice. Nine of Cups. Queen of Swords, air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Okay, you have the moon right here, Pisces energy, a time frame February 19th to March 20th. The Artist, this deck does have two extra cards to it, the Artist and the Well. And here you're having creative inspiration. And then you have a strong Virgo presence. That's a time frame of August 23rd to September 22nd. Okay. So for your personal self, okay, you are going to be seeing a very large change coming in. There's something creative that's driving you. There's something where, and that's where the forgiveness comes in with your heart, and that's the opening of your heart chakra. So this is really quite amazing because you are releasing something that has been holding you back. You are looking at something, and instead of putting the weight upon your shoulders, which is what you've been doing, Capricorn, it's kind of like, how can I fix this? How can I move forward this way? What needs to be done? All right, you are releasing. Okay, you are releasing and giving to your angels what your angels need to carry, giving to the world what the world needs to carry. And you, Capricorn, are looking at your world, your creation, yourself, and you're seeing where you stand. And there's some sort of shift. There's some sort of magic that comes in that's extraordinary. Okay, it makes the ordinary shine brightly. There's something here where you move forward, and then it makes you, people see, okay, that you have something spectacular going on, but they're also going to see that you are a highly private person during this time. This is your inner light guiding you forward. So there are going to be times where you have these ideas and you're going to try to communicate them. It's going to be harder, okay? Communication is going to be key for you, but you're also, I'm just seeing you trying to talk so fast, or having such inspiration coming to you from spirit, from divinity, from the world, that you're like, oh, I have to get this out, and then you stumble over it. So here, step back, calm and center yourself. And sometimes spirit just does, you can't control how fast or how slow you speak when spirit comes in. And so here it's like, slow down, look at yourself, look at the energy that's around you, because you can't control the speech, and move forward towards where you need to be within your soul, within yourself. Because the Queen of Swords is also the warrior queen, right? It is the queen that's, excuse me. Yeah, exactly it. Where you feel like you have a catch in your throat, something here that is going to make you step back, slow down, see things. Because the warrior queen is not one to, stand aside. She's not going to sit there and say, oh, okay, I'll figure it out later. It's like, no, it's today, and I'm moving towards it. You have the repeat of the number 10. Right, within your heart, within your personal self, you have this repeat of this number. And you have the repeat of the number 9, which connects your personal self with your public self. Okay, both of which hold prosperity. This here holds a changing of a season, a lightening of a burden. Okay, as we move forward. So you're starting off with the Wheel of Fortune. And the Wheel of Fortune is simply stating that nothing stays the same. Nothing. You might sit there and say, oh, well, the earth will stay the same, the rocks will stay the same. Nothing stays the same. The rocks become sand. The earth becomes molded, by the air, by the water, right? By man. Nothing stays the same. And so here with the Wheel of Fortune, you are embracing personally an intense change, an intense, movement, an intense new understanding. And as you're seeing this, you're entering into a new season of self. Your life is also doing a 180. So things are changing, things are coming forward, and you're looking at certain avenues. You're looking at what you desire, and you're saying, why can't this stay the same? What is it that I really want? Where is it that I'm headed? And so here with the Wheel of Fortune, things change. You see more clearly, you see more powerfully. And as you are embracing this change becomes a part of you. It's kind of like if you choose to stay still, you're going to have this feeling within you during this time span where it's kind of like, I need to move, I need to change something, I need to do something. You can, decide to cut your hair or diet or, something wild just to get or not wild, but, just to get the change out there. Because there's something here that you're looking towards. It starts with forgiveness. It's a very deep spiritual change. This is a very deep, very private time for you, okay? It's not a time where you want to be shouting things from the rafters, though you will be, most definitely. People will be taking note of you. But this is a time where you're sitting there and you're taking in this change, you're taking in this understanding, and you're like, oh, that's what it is. That's where I'm headed. That's what I want. And then it starts coming really quickly. The change comes in, and then you have, the 8 of Wands right here. And it's like change happens quickly. It empowers you. It guides you. It's leading you forward. And you can't stop it. It's like ready or not, here it comes. And as it comes, yes, you have a repeat. Now you have 3 9s. So you're coming very close to the completion of a cycle, which we can see you are completing one cycle when it comes to your passion, your creativity, what you desire to create within this world. There's something that becomes very, very clear to you, very on point. And as you're having this come in, things start moving quickly for you. So you might be sitting there and being like, oh, wait, I can't have it move this quickly. You might also find self-sabotaging coming up where it's like, I need to step back. I need to wait. And so, I'm just going to kind of drop the ball here or drop the ball there. Not saying that you're doing it on purpose, because you're most definitely not. But you need things to slow down. And you're not going to want to say, okay, slow down, take things in, stop. You're going to want to push yourself forward. So notice when you start to kind of self-sabotage, or when things are happening too quickly or too much, or when it's becoming hard to breathe, where you step back and you say, okay, no, I need to lighten my load. I need to look at things much more seriously, for me, not for everybody else. Take everybody else off the table, because they will keep on putting more and more on you, Capricorn, and you being, the fantastic Capricorn that you are like, okay, well, I have to get this done. I have to. It has to be done. It has to be done well, and I will just keep on pushing and moving forward in it. And that's putting too much stress on you. That's what I'm really seeing here. Too much stress, and then you begin to stumble. Things don't go well. And so if you don't stop, Spirit is going to make you stop. Stop and connect. All right? So that's going to be really, really important to know during this time. Because you have the Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles, prosperity, success, abundance, bounty. You're looking at things and you are like, wow, okay, I can see that. Okay, I can see this prosperity coming in. You're looking at the seeds that you've planted, and you're starting to see a harvest coming. Now, you might still be frustrated. It might still take a long time, because this is very interesting. You have this countdown. You have 10, 9, and 8. It's not in sequential order, of course, because you have the 8 right here. But then you become the queen. So it's kind of like there is something here where you're looking at the harvest that you want, the prosperity that you want, the bounty that you need within your life. And this becomes your anthem for this time. This becomes your desire to move forward, to cut through the doubts and the fears, to move towards where it is that you want to be, towards what it is that you truly desire. And so with the Nine of Pentacles coming in, things start to change, and you start to see your worth. You start to look at things and be like, oh, okay, I get that. I see that with me. I understand that. And so with the Nine of Pentacles, you're looking at your garden, right? Life, I like to view life as a plot of land, right? And what we make with it is all our own doing. So think of it as a garden. What you plant, what you nurture, becomes what you have. So if you're nurturing seeds of loathing, doubt, fear, that's what grows. If you're nurturing seeds of love, joy, respect, just pride of self, that's what grows. Looking at yourself. And if you have that in your garden, you will not see yourself as someone who fails all the time. You'll see yourself as someone who's learning, somebody who's looking at things differently, because that's what I see you doing here. And there's prosperity, there's all this bounty around you. There's something that you're like, yeah, this is what I was born for. This is what I need. And as that comes in, it's brought on by this change. It's not looking at things a certain way anymore. It's looking at things that you have or things that you are aspiring to. And it's like, okay, I can nurture this garden. I can look at the big picture, because you are also going to have moments, Capricorn, where you get very, very, very focused on the details. And the details become everything. They become so much more than the actual project itself, okay, or what you're trying to achieve. So don't get so honed in, like so laser focused on the details, that you forget the beauty, the prosperity, the bounty of yourself. You forget the big picture and what you're going for. Because you have here the Queen of Swords. Now, the Queen of Swords is an air sign energy, a Gemini, a Libra, and Aquarius. You can have a very strong air sign energy in your chart, in your life, a person. You could be reading something, listening to something done by an air sign energy, or just communication is highly important. This sense of talk, the sense of knowledge, the sense of learning. So here, as you look at the big picture, you are looking at what you truly want. You're looking at what you need to have. And the Queen of Swords cuts through the doubts and the fears, cuts through the negativity to lead you to this place of clarity. And as she does so, okay, it's funny because I'm seeing here, it's like there's a caustic nature to the Queen of Swords. There just is. The Queen of Swords, the King of Swords, they can be very cutting, very to the point at things, because they see it and they want you to see it too. And sometimes they get so caught up in what they're doing, they forget the human aspect. So I'm seeing that as being one of the hurdles for you during this time. It's like, don't get so caught up in what needs to be done that you forget the human aspect. Don't be so caught up in what, needs to be achieved that, there's a sharpness that comes in. Because even if there is, and, a lot of times there is, we get so caught up in things and we get so frustrated with the people around us that we start snipping. It's like, oh my gosh, can't you just see? Can't you just understand? And you can be talking this way to yourself. It's like, I know I'm supposed to be moving forward this way. What the heck is holding me back? And you have a very warrior nature to you. And this is most definitely to your personal self. But this is also going to help you see the magic that lies ahead. Connect you with your divine self, with your divine passion. And as you do so, you have this sense of, yes, facing fears, doubts, okay, looking at the night sky, looking at the moon, and looking at something beautiful that is unobtainable, looking at what you wish to create, what you want to bring into this world. Silent meditations are going to be very important. But as you are looking at your higher power, your higher purpose, okay, you look at yourself and you look at your fears, because the moon also shows us our fears. Nighttime brings fears. It brings the shadows, and you can't see as clearly. And sometimes we have nighttimes that last years. We have nights that last even decades, where we're facing, excuse me, when we're facing our fears, we're facing our disappointments, we're facing our hardships, and it just seems like one after another starts to come and keeps on coming. That is also going to be a time where you're building up knowledge, okay, for your creation, for something more, for your compassion. Because it's only through knowing for ourselves that we are able to comfort. It's only through, looking at things and knowing that we are small, in this vast world, that we have that humility to sit there and connect with those around us, those who need us, with ourselves. And so this is a leveling factor when it comes to fear, when it comes to apprehension. And it's what's leading your heart. It's like, I forgive myself for being sad. I forgive myself for being scared. And I know that fear is always with us. It's in our domestic self, okay? It's in that part of us that, knows how to be part of the world. It's in that part of us that is our wild self, that part of us that wants to run free. There's always fear within both. But there's also in ourselves that there's always just simply fear. It is how we're programmed. It's within our DNA to remember the bad, to remember the fearful much more quickly than the good. Because if you were an ancient hunter and you were heading down that path, and down that path there was a cliff, and you knew that because, other people fell, you need to remember that. You can't be like, oh, it's fine. I won't fall this time. It won't be me. No, you need to remember the things that scared you because it was a life or death situation. And here, now, as we've evolved as human beings, our fear is helpful, yes, but it also works to paralyze us. It works to overwhelm us. It works to sit there and make a situation, a life or death situation, a hunting a bear situation, and not the, armchair situation that it is. So here, it's not letting your fear take over, but it's also giving yourself, your mind, the ability to imagine, the ability to create, the ability to let free, to embrace the shadows, and to make something out of what seems like nothing. Okay, but in a very positive, very productive way. And what's beautiful is that you have this 10 right here, moving to the 9 of Cups, the prosperity, the success. And you have, the 2 of Wands, the 10 of Wands, and then the 9 of Pentacles. Again, moving towards prosperity and success as you embrace your own power. So there's a beautiful shift that's coming. And you have the 10 of Wands right here. And the 10 of Wands is a rather serious card, right? You have 2 10s in the decks, in the minor arcana, that are absolutely lovely. And you have 2 10s that denote more work. And so here, with the 10 of Wands, it denotes more work. Because it's not saying that, oh, you have to do more in order to complete your cycle. It's saying here that you need to look at things that you want. And instead of carrying everything on your back, the weight of the world, all your passion, all your creativity, other people's passions and creativities, looking at things and saying, how do I want to be? Where do I want to be? And you're releasing the burdens that you carry, the angers, the upsets, the hurts, the disappointments, but also all the times, Capricorn, when you said to people, oh, don't worry, I got it. Oh, I'll take care of that. I'll help you out. I'll carry this load for you. I was told once by a very wise person, she said, stop wanting to pull everybody out of their darkness. She said, first of all, it will drain you. She said, secondly, people like to be in their darkness. They want to be there until they're ready to come out. So if you put your hand down and say, I will pull you out of this pit, don't worry. You have two things that can happen. One, they can sit there and they can, pull you into that pit with them and say, look, now we're both stuck. People do that. Or you pull them up and they become resentful. They sit there and think, oh, of course, you need to save me. Now you think you're better than me. Type of mentality. And you're experiencing this, Capricorn. And it's like, enough is enough. I don't want to be in the darkness of another person. I don't want to be resented by another person. I need to carry my load. But you're also finding that the load that you are carrying, what you are desiring, it's like, it's heavy. It's overwhelming. And so with the Ten of Wands, what you're looking at is you're putting down what you've carried, what you've been carrying for so long. And you're seeing what you can create, what you want, what you are embracing. And as you see this, as you embrace this, as you come to this completion of a cycle, because you've had to gather, accumulate everything to make things more clear, to see where it is that you really want to be, to look at, what you want to carry in your life, what you don't, what you've tried and like, oh, it's not for me. You've seen it. And now it leads you to the Magician. It leads you to cultivating your blessings, your prosperity, your power, and your truth. The Magician is success. The Magician is the alchemist, okay? It's turning lead into gold. And lead is not a piece of lead that you put on the desk, right? And gold is not a piece of gold that you put next to it. It is ourselves. We have so much potential. We have so much. And yet the world tells us that we are a piece of lead. There's so much more that you need to achieve. There's so much more that you need to do. But you always have to do it externally, never internally. And that's not right. It's not. You can have all the money in the world, and yes, it alleviates a lot of stress. I mean, it would be great to be like Scrooge McDuck and just dive into, your coins, your golden coins. But that's not life. At least that's not life for most people. And so here, with the Magician, we look at ourselves. And I'm just seeing a transmutation, a change, a power. And as you're changing, right? As you're looking at what your heart wants, as you're looking at your talents, your gifts, what you desire, there's a sparkle, there's a magic, there's a coming together. And you're like, oh, okay, I see it. I see me. And you're going to be very drawn to the spiritual, okay? But also to the powerful. You are seen and you're going to want to kind of run before you can walk type of deal. So don't let the excitement of whatever it is that you are connecting with, this knowledge, this passion, this power, this seeing of your gifts, this understanding yourself a bit more deeply and a bit more powerfully. And don't let it become so intensely overwhelming that you forget, small steps. And so here you have this passion, this power coming in. You have this creative energy, as above, so below, as you think it, so it becomes. And it leads you to being the artist, the creator, the sculptor of your life, your truth, your power, your place. It leads you to being inspired. And so here, as you release what you've been carrying, okay, as you forgive, but also understand the shadows for what they are, the power that they hold, and the terror that they hold. As you see this, you see your magic, you see your truth, you see your passion, you see your creativity, and you create. Because nothing can be created without suffering. And I know that sounds rather bleak, but it's not, because you need to have dimension. And there is no life that is without suffering. Even if you transcend everything, you will have been tested before. And so here, there are parts of this time, Capricorn, where you are astoundingly human, right? Where anger and pettiness and jealousies take over, where doubts and fears have their place. And you're going to see it during this time. But you're going to move away from it. It's going to almost be like, okay, now there's the other mask of this world to put on. Now there's a new change to come in. And you are going to find that you go through the seasons. The seasons of your understanding, the seasons of your existence. You go through them rather quickly during this time. It's like you see a bit of everything. And some things you don't want to see. It's like, okay, I could really live without that. But you see it. You learn it. At times you will understand it, and you will understand why, and at other times you just won't. But it's because it's inspiring you. There's something here that your heart is longing to create, and your mind knows it. It does. You're the warrior of it, the protector, the defender, the truth seeker. Kind of the bull cutter. You're like, no more bull. I know. And it leads you publicly. People are going to see a shift in you. There's something more that you're looking for. There's something bigger that you want to go after. Okay, you're looking at things. You're looking over the precipice. You're seeing your truth. You're seeing your lies. You're seeing everything about who you are. And you're saying, okay, now it's time to move forward. It's like, I don't need to carry the burdens anymore. And that's part of the burdens of the Ten of Wands. It's like, when wasn't I perfect? When didn't I do everything right? Am I carrying that guilt? Am I carrying that disappointment in myself? It's like, no, now it's time to move forward. Now it's time to look much more greatly at yourself, at your passions, at what you desire, at where it is that you want to be. And as you look at this, people are going to see it. Your angels walk with you. There's going to be a luckiness to you, Capricorn. There's going to be a passion and a power to you. There's going to be a sense of, wow, that person knows what they're doing. Why? Because your angels are like this with you. You're just so connected. And as you embrace this connection, as you know this connection, okay, your magic comes forward. You know the truth within yourself. And your magic is the Godhead within. So Brahma said in Hinduism, I will hide the God's head within man, because that is the one place that man will never look for it. And you're seeing it. Because you're seeing yourself transform. You're not that piece of lead. You are something exquisite. And as you embrace that exquisite being, as you are just simply kind to yourself. We always sit there and we think life has to be something huge. Like it has to be a firework moment. Everybody has to see it. And it has to light up the whole sky. But sometimes kindness, compassion, caring, those mean a lot. And those are defining factors for us. So there's something here where the light shines from within and others see it. And it shines from within, but it also permeates your very pores and it shines out. 9 of Cups. Love and joy. Prosperity, success, bounty, having everything that you need. At times you don't see it, okay? At other times you do. People see this, definitely. They can take you by eyes. They can sit there and want to be like, oh, well, why not me? It's like, and you sit there and where people go, oh, it came so easily to you. You would just laugh and laugh and laugh. Nothing has come easy, but everything has been worth it. At times it doesn't feel that way, and at times the frustration mounts and it becomes overwhelming. But it is still a profound place that you are at, a profound power that you have, and a beautiful understanding. Okay, there's something here where you're able to just feel comforted and abundant, where it's like, I know more, I see more. And this is going to be the drive. It gives you this drive to kind of go for more. It's kind of like, yeah, I'm just seeing bet again, go again, do again. But you have to know to savor what you have. So it's not taking risks, okay? But it is not being foolhardy about it. It's looking at what you have and being able to take care and nourish it, being able to watch it grow. That's going to be very important. And that's something you're going to use your magic towards, right here, your personal power, your brilliance of spirit, to grow your harvest, to grow your crops, to have the bounty come in, and to be able to enjoy it. Because I love this. Spirit just showed me, here she has grapes, right? And here he has cups to fill with the wine of success. To fill, or the grape juice, whatever you like, to fill with your prosperity, your bounty. That's what you're moving towards, and that's what you're seeing within you. And it can be that you've seen things a different way. It's kind of like, okay, things have to be like this. Open up your eyes. Look at things from a bird's eye view, okay? Because as you do so, as you look at the bigger picture, you turn inwards. The light radiates from you, okay? You have quiet moments, but you have profound understandings. And the hermit energy is about quiet contemplation, okay? But also letting the inner light shine and the inner light guide you forward. So there's a beauty, there's a radiance to you that comes, but there's a quietness that needs to be, a stillness that needs to connect. And as you have the stillness come over you, right? So as much as people are going to be drawn to you during this time, they're also going to feel like they can't walk where you're walking. They don't get what you're seeing, because they don't, quite frankly. That's not a bad thing, but it can be a frustrating thing when it comes to communications, when it comes to, letting things be known. So just know that frustration will be there. There's also this need to create. I'm just seeing a person covered with paint. It's like your whole body is a form of art. Let it shine forward. Let yourself be free, not to create for any other purpose than to live in the joy of it. Do something astoundingly personal, astoundingly passionate for you. And you will see things, grow and explode and become. You will. All right, so let's go deeper into this. Capricorn, July 1st to the 15th, 2020 Capricorn. July 1st to the 15th, 2020 Capricorn. Show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides, show us clearly. Guide this message and show us clearly. All right. So you have the Six of Crystals reversed. Interesting. The Eight of Crystals. Okay, so the Six of Crystals is the Six of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles, awakening coming through, right over awakening. So your angels are really powerful for you during this time, Capricorn. They're right there with you. Ooh, let me grab this one that fell. Just a moment. Sorry about hitting my camera. Okay. The Page of Acorns. Okay, the Page of Wands. This person is going to be tricky for you. Okay, it's kind of like a little bit out of your reach, or like somebody who, having to work for it, having to work with somebody who doesn't really make themselves clear, or having to work towards something that you're really passionate about, but it seems slippery almost, like it falls out of your reach at times. Capricorn, July 1st to the 15th, 2020. He's right here. The Magician, right over the Magician. That's awesome. The Seven of Cups. The Fool. The Six of Wands. And the Queen of Feathers. So the Queen of Swords has come up here. And now comes up here. So she's going to be part of your private self, okay? Your contemplative self, okay? So this can be a person who, in your day-to-day life, you have contact with, but you also, like, their words tumble around in your mind, okay? So there's somebody, you have a very strong connection with this Queen of Air during this time, this Queen of of Swords, air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And there's going to be truth that she is speaking. At times you don't want to hear it. Okay, so this could be a person who can be just astoundingly blunt. They don't realize it, they don't see it, they don't hear it within themselves, but they can be astoundingly blunt and to the point. When it comes to you, when it comes to them, they might not see, where your frustrations come from. Okay, so that's just going to be something that needs to be worked out or just understood, and you move forward. It's like, okay, that's where we are right now. That's where your spiritual journey is. That's where my spiritual journey is. I'm cool with that. We don't need to, have arguments about it. That would actually be a very healthy way, because this person is going through their own evolution and is really cutting to the truth of things for themselves. And so when they're cutting to the truth of things for themselves, they need to feel that understanding. All right. So as much as they come across as like prickly, they're going to be very soft on the inside. There's an insecurity to them that they're looking at too. All right. The Six of Pentacles reversed. Here, this is synergy and gratitude, it says right here. And this is things not being in harmony. All right. This is not finding that balance. It's also, you're looking at things and you need to find that harmony. You need to find that understanding. And at times you'll have it, but it'll slip away. And that's where the slipperiness from the Page of Acorns comes in. It's discovery and enthusiasm. And it can be your enthusiasm for the discoveries, your enthusiasm for what you're taking in, for what you're looking at. Like, it drains. It gets drained. It gets overwhelmed. You're looking at things and you're like, oh, why do I even bother? Like, what does it even mean? So a kind of very fatalistic aspect of things at times. But as you're looking at your passion, your purpose, your truth, you're looking at being a student of what you desire, okay, of what inspires you. And so diving deeply and saying, I don't need to know everything. I don't even want to know everything, but I'm doing it for the joy of discovery. That's going to be really important to you, because there's going to be something here and there's going to be a blockage that comes up where you don't have that give and take, okay, where you want it. You want to work it out, but there's going to be something that comes up where it's like, why am I back at the drawing board? Why don't I have any assistance? And it can really lead to a point where you get super frustrated. It's like, well, that's it. I'm walking away. And Spirit is saying, don't know your mind, know your understanding with the Queen of Swords. Cut through the bull and then take that leap of faith on you. Move forward, go after what it is that you desire, where it is that you need to be. Because as you do, you can't even be starting a new journey with a air sign energy, a Gemini, a Libra, and Aquarius. Somebody who is looking at you and who sees your ideas, okay? And has a way with words, or has this, kind of just do it mentality that really moves you forward, okay? Or really moves the project forward, or whatever it is that you're going after. And then we have the Eight of Crystals. This is hard work, okay? You've been working really hard and you've overcome your fears. You're looking at things. This is dedication and progress. And it's not always overcoming your fears. It's learning how to manage them. It's learning how to say, okay, I know you're there. I know this is something that I fear, okay, that won't or may never sit well with me. But I need to try. I need to create. I need to be. And so you take a leap. And you see your hard work paying off. You're dedicated to what you are creating, and only you can create it. There's something beautiful that each and every one of us has inside of us. Okay? It just is. And people deserve to be able to be inspired by you. It can be your words. You can talk to somebody, say something, and they're like, wow, it changed my life. You might never know about it. But if you don't have the courage and the faith within yourself to share a part of you, that creative spark, this like glitter that sparkles on another, okay? They'll never grow, and you won't grow either. So it is knowing that, yes, you're working hard, but you're working hard for a beautiful cause. And it inspires, even when you think it's completely ignored. And if you're saying, Dane, no, it doesn't. Nobody sees me. Nobody understands me. Okay, that's definitely what's coming through with the Six of Crystals, with the Six of Pentacles. It's like things not being in balance. So you need to, for your heart self, for the power of your soul, to not feel like you're drowning within your own life. You need to work your tuchus off and go after what you want. and not sit there and care what anybody else thinks. It might be silly. You might just be doing it for your soul, and that's enough. Because it can make the things that are unbearable, unless they're, absolutely horrific, it can make, getting up and going to a job, or, facing things, or being in this time period of flux and chaos and fear and doubt, which, it's too much. It's too much. It's one thing after another all the time. It's like, stop. Now it's time, because you're not getting from the world what you want from it. You're not. There's an imbalance. Now it's time to be selfish, but also to be highly prosperous for yourself, for you coming in. Prosperity, success, bounty, your hard work pays off. And you have the magician right here. Okay? You have the magician over the magician. What you focus on, what you think about, you create. For good or for bad. Okay? If you're looking at something, I know when I get upset, I tend to become hyper-focused, right? Very, very, very intense on one thing. And spirit makes everything stop. Because I have a fear, I have a fear that this won't happen. I have a fear that, I won't be able to make this or do that, or, things won't be coming my way. Financially, everything will fall apart. And I wait for it. Because there have been struggles. There are struggles. Come on. Everybody has them. And you look at it, and if you focus, and you sit there and you say, I'm going to focus on this so much because I don't want this, and that's why I'm focusing on it, Spirit will give it to you. Believe me, it is horrible, but it is almost comical how it happens every single time. And so be mindful of what you're focusing on. Be mindful of what you're telling yourself while you're, just sitting there brushing your teeth. What thoughts come through your mind? What are you looking at? What do you feel? Because that needs to be addressed. And then step back. Because you're turning your life into gold. Right? So first and foremost, you're turning yourself into gold. You're transcending, you're becoming. And you're celebrating you. The Six of Acorns is success and triumph. The Magician is willpower and creation, because you're having the will to create and you're using that power. And here, it's success, it's triumph. It's like, yeah, I've done it. It might be in a very small way, but it's in a very powerful way. That you use the power of yourself, your soul, your creation, your understanding. And publicly, people see you as awakened, as being on a little bit of a different path than them. All right, this is renewal and enlightenment. They see you as enlightened. Definitely. Definitely. And that can make people uncomfortable. It can. Especially if you really step into this enlightenment and you let it wash over you and you let it become you. And there are going to be times where you're pulled back, where you sit there and you become too involved in the earthly world. You become too involved in everything that everybody else frets about, worries about, is obsessed over. You need to step back. You need to say, what's important to me? What do I desire? What do I need? What do I want? And you need to focus on that aspect of you. The creative, beautiful aspect with your angels and their wings wrapped around you, protecting you, guarding you. With the Seven of Cups, you're choosing your ambition. It has here choice and ambition. What do you desire to create? What do you want? What are you focusing on? This is also reminding us not to fall into simply daydreaming. We can daydream about being that magician. We can daydream about all the passion, all the power that we are going to have within our lives. But if we do not act, life is simply a dream. And when the despair of the dream never coming true becomes too much, life becomes too much. So this is working hard. This is dedicating ourselves. This is looking and saying, I am manifesting my existence. Because our mind does not know the difference between make-believe and reality. It doesn't. Between imagination and reality. So what we imagine about, we can manifest in our world. So when we imagine things being super great and everything being happy, and then immediately we have the next thought of, oh yeah, but you can't have that, or just think of all the different ways that things could fail, and think of how upset you would be when this happened or that happened. You just negated your positive thought. You just took that beautiful imagination and then gave your mind all the reasons to be afraid of it. All the reasons to sit there and say, well, that can't happen. Look at how bad life would be, or how bad life was, because it does not know that you are simply thinking about it. And that's powerful. The more, it's funny with lobsters, the more serotonin, okay, the positive mood booster that is in a lobster, the bigger a lobster will be, the more powerful a lobster will be. But and that's like a person. So the more you win, the more you grow, the more you win, right? The more you see things as winning, and you're like, oh, I can do this. I've already won. I already have this success on my side. But when you start to fail, when a lobster starts to fail, the lobster starts to shrink. It doesn't become as powerful. It hides away. And that's like what people, when we start to fail, we start to shrink. We're not as confident. We don't take that chance. We want to hide away. And that's what the Seven of Cups reminds us of. It's like, take that chance. But also embrace your beauty, your prosperity, your success. Don't let yourself shrivel. Because it's so easy. It is so easy to sit there and say, it's hard, it's overwhelming, and I'm terrified. And then we have the Queen of Feathers. This is perception and truth. You're perceiving your truth. You're empowered by your truth. And you will be moving forward in it. Again, very strong connection with the Queen of Swords. This is the person also, okay, as you have your Hermit self come up, okay, or you have a strong Virgo energy around you, you also have strong air sign energy around you. And this is a person who, and this is you being able to feel things, okay, because bats don't communicate, through speech like we do, or don't see, so they don't see the same way we see, is what I'm trying to say. What bats do is they send out sonar, right? And then it echoes back to them, and they're able to feel where things are. Oh, there's that bug. I can feel it. It vibrates differently. And they go after things like that. They don't have the eyesight we have. That's not how they hunt. That's not how they exist. And so here, you're going to be sending out your feelers, verbally, emotionally, cognitively, and you're going to feel back from a situation how you are to respond forward. That's going to be a very powerful thing for you during this time. The way things feel has a tremendous impact on you. It sounds funny, but really Spirit is saying, listen to it. Listen to the feelings of things. Okay? Yeah. The psychic remnants of things, there's an essence, there's a soul to things. You're going to be able to pick up on it. So be very mindful of what you carry, of the energy around where you are. And your conclusion message right here. Capricorn. July 1st to the 15th, 2020 Capricorn. July 1st to the 15th Capricorn. July 1st to the 15th Capricorn. Show me clearly, show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides, guide this message and show me clearly. All right. We have the Hermit again, so strong Virgo energy, but also, oh my gosh. Okay. I have to say, I've never had this happen before, and it is so cool. I have gotten for you guys, or Spirit has shown us for you guys, the Judgment card in every single deck we've used. In 3 decks, the Judgment card has come up. Card number 20 in the Major Arcana. And that is amazing. Your angels are so with you. You've had the Magician come up twice. Awesome. Okay? There's a power to you. And you have this repeat of things. You have this repeat of your inner magic. You have this repeat of your angels being with you. You have this repeat of pulling inward and needing to see things and needing to have your own light shine forward. These are going to be recurring themes for you during this time because you need to leap towards your truth. But your truth isn't going to be flashy. Okay? That's another thing that we do to ourselves. We think, oh, it has to be flashy. It has to be bright. It has to be this. It has to be that. No. It's going to be very quiet, very subtle. It's like finding the right key on an ancient key ring and being able to open the door of your truth, your passion, your power, your promise. And as you do so, you're enlightened. You understand so much more. There's something beautiful coming in. But also the time frame of August 23rd to September 22nd is going to be important for you. Okay? Just keep that in mind. There's something about it. Okay? That's very important for you, Capricorn. There's something about the way that you're looking at things and the way that you're moving forward that really holds a lot of your truth. And it's a very quiet, very private time. but it's also a time where you're connecting. You can be connecting with others, but it's going to be in a much quieter way, a much gentler way. And it leads you to your angels. I mean, your angels are so there with you that it is amazing. It's enviable. Where you want to walk, your angels are guiding you. All right, and when you sit there and you're thinking about things and you're thinking, oh, I really want to do this, but a voice comes in your head or something happens and you think, no, listen to it. Listen to it, because your angels are talking to you so profoundly. And then you have the King of Earth. Now this is you shining through in the Minor Arcana. There's a strong connection between you and, again, the Queen of Swords right here. Something being known, something being understood. There can also be a disagreement that comes forward, or a miscommunication. It's going to be more of a miscommunication. The Queen of Swords is very blunt. You're going to be a bit blunt yourself, Capricorn, a bit to the facts, and you're going to find that you two clash heads, or you're saying the same thing and the person is just a bit annoyed and like, oh, why are you repeating me? It's like, I'm not repeating you, I'm agreeing with you. Like, what the heck? So here, with the King of Earth, know that there's a power to you. There's a kingliness to you. There's this passionate energy to you that is seen and that is moving forward. There's also a lot of motion needed. You need to do things physically, okay, for yourself during this time. It's like that is going to be highly beneficial for you. But you're a king. You know your truth. And you rule your kingdom with wisdom, with prosperity, with respect, and with dignity. Okay, Capricorn, July 1st to the 15th, 2020, Capricorn. Okay. Oh, you have 2 spirit animal messages. You have the beaver spirit, which says lay a solid foundation. Okay, you're looking at your foundational self, the roots that you have laid, what you desire, and you're starting to see the cracks in things. You're starting to see where things have gone wrong and what you need to repair. But you're also looking to see if what you're building on, what you're building towards, is as solid as you think it is. Okay, so there's something here where you're starting something, you're building towards something, and you're seeing, is the ground as stable? Is my foundation as secure, or will the house come in? That's going to be very important. And then the frog spirit says, clear out the clutter. You're done with it. You're done with the clutter. It can be quite physically in your house. You're done with the clutter. It can be mentally. You're done with the clutter. But there's something here where you're like, no more. I don't want it. And it can also be very overwhelming, where you look at things and you're like, oh my gosh, but how do I start? It's like one thing at a time. And then you start building something beautiful, something clear of clutter, clear of nonsense, and very much your truth. And let's see what your botanical message is. All right, Capricorn, July 1st to the 15th, 2020, Capricorn. July 1st to the 15th, Capricorn. July 1st to the 15th, Capricorn. Show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Show me clearly and guide this message. That is where we're going to stop. We have sustain, chicory. We have repel, cohosh, I believe. And then we have growth with fern. Chicory is beautiful for sustaining you. Okay, I love to drink chicory root and dandelion root tea. It's, good for your blood, it's good for your body, it's very good for you. So you have this sense of sustaining yourself, cleansing yourself, moving forward. You're sustaining your inner knowledge, your inner truth, your inner wisdom, that connection. That's going to be astoundingly important for your personal self, to have that move forward in that truth and in that being. For your heart, you repel what isn't needed. You do. You're going to find yourself turning away from what isn't needed, what you don't desire, and what can't be. You'll repel it. People in your life you don't need, they will be repelled away. Memories within your heart that you don't want anymore, you're going to see them very clearly. Okay, so there is going to be the sense of like, oh my gosh, what's going on here? Why am I remembering this? And it's because you're remembering it to repel it, to say it no longer has a place in my life. And as you repel, people are going to see you as growing, as grown and powerful and prosperous and bountiful, and as growth, and as wisdom. Now your subconscious message for this time from your chakras is self-mastery. Listen to your gut. This is the solar plexus chakra. Your gut is going to have a lot to say to you because your angels are communicating with you so highly. Also be very mindful of what you're putting into your body, okay? You're going to be very sensitive towards things during this time. Then we have your subconscious, what is this? Tarot, there we go. The Five of Cups, your first one is the Five of Cups. Change your mind, change your life. Stop looking at the defeats and start looking at your blessings. Even though they're behind you and they're harder to see all at once, there's a power to you. There's a beauty to you. And there's a purpose to you. Mourn, yes, what is lost, but don't stay in mourning. Then we have the world. Because once you change your mind and you change your life, subconsciously the world starts opening up to you. Fulfillment and celebration. There are no boundaries. There are no limitations. And that leads you to your final subconscious tarot message, which is the Five of Air. And this is, you will be facing something karmically that you've been through before. It has hurt. It has been overwhelming at times, yes. But now that you have this inner strength, you see this power within and around you, you will not be held back. Okay? And you stand your ground, you know your truth. And people will see you as weak sometimes. They just will. They'll be like, oh, well, I can take the better of them, and oh, they don't know what they're talking about. And they're going to see that you are a lot stronger than you once were. And people who have taken advantage of you in the past, you're either going to go through a situation where you're like, oh my God, this person is like the same person. I'm dealing with like the same exact thing here. It's so weird. And you're going to find that you stand your ground so much more, and you don't let that person bully you. Because the Five of Swords makes us face our bullies from our past. And now we become the successful, prosperous people we want to be. Not all at once. You might not see it all at once, but it makes you stand your ground and say, no, this is me, and I will not back down, and I will not be bullied. And your subconscious spirit animal message is the canary spirit, sing your song, and also the pig spirit, because it very much wanted to be seen. Know your mind. Know your mind and use your mind wisely. Sing your song and use your mind wisely. Use your thoughts, use your influence, use the power of your words wisely, because they have tremendous impact. And then we have the subconscious botanical message, which is dream, the golden poppy. Dreams do come true, and there is beauty within your dreams. Let them shine. And embrace your dreams for the masterpieces that they are. And don't give up on your dreams. All right, Capricorn, I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I'm sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe.